Welcome to 31 Bedtime Stories for 31 Nights of March. And tonight we'll be reading The Insomniacs by Karina Wolf, illustrated by the brothers Hiltz. The Insomniacs weren't always a night family. But when Mrs. Insomniac found a new job, Mother, Father, and little Mike traveled 12 time zones to their new home. When they arrived, they found they stayed awake only in the nighttime. At sunup, they yawned and stretched. They were ready for an 8-hour rest. Mother dragged herself to work and nodded at her desk. Father took pictures at his studio and then took 40 winks. Mika listened to her lessons, but sleepwalked through the science lab. The headmistress sent her home with a note. "I suspect Mila has been sleeping sickness. Please see a specialist right away." "This won't do," said little Mika. "We have to sleep at night." That evening, the Insomniacs took hot baths, filled the crossword, pulled down the shades, and pulled up the covers. Mika counted to 1,000. Father sipped 6 mugs of milk. Mother tried a meditation as suggested for her star sign in the evening paper. But by 3 a.m., they found themselves awake again. "Nothing helps," cried little Mika. "It's tiresome waking all night long." "Let's have a family huddle," said Mother. And they puzzled over their shut-eye trouble. "Who rests the longest and the best?" said Mrs. Insomniac. "I wonder if our neighbors have better luck with bedtime." "We don't have neighbors," said Mika meekly. "Not true," said Father. He pointed to the darkness beyond the window pane. "Lynx take cat naps. Reindeers stand up. And walrus drowse with one eye open," added Mother. "But bears bed down all winter long," said Mika. "We'll find the bears and ask them for their slumber secrets." So, in search of bears, the Insomniacs trekked beyond the house, through the pines, into the cliffs, and found a cave. But there weren't any bears. Instead, they saw a horde of mice hanging upside down. The clouds of animals roused and rushed into the night. They weren't mice at all. They dipped and dived and surfed the air. They squeaked with delight. And then the Insomniacs noticed the darkness was full of life. "Why don't we give night a little try?" said little Mika. And the Insomniacs decided to live during the dark hours. At dusk, they woke and ate a breakfast of nightshade vegetables. They dressed in midnight blue. When the moon rose, Mother tended a moonlight cactus, and Father watched the evening news. Mika wrangled her nighttime pets, an aardvark, an angel shark, a bandicoot, and a small-eared Zorro frisked in Mika's room. A fennec fox lived under her bed, and she fed him night beetles. The planets wheeled around the sky while the Insomniacs toiled in the gloom. Father developed his photos in a dark room. Mother studied stars through her telescope, and Mika attended night school remotely. And after work, they moonbathed and watched the Italian fishes nipping at the surface of the sea. They went to the flower market and to the bakery, where the dough rose with the sun. They returned home on quiet streets. They put away their groceries and their flowers. At dawn, they went to sleep. They adored their new life. Every now and then, sunlight crept through the blinds and climbed the walls and reminded the Insomniacs of daytime. They opened the door and looked at the sun's glare that bleached the world out there. The dazzle made them blink and sigh and rub their eyes. "I much prefer the night," said Mika. The Insomniacs didn't need the sun. They had stars and fireflies and northern lights. "We are a nighttime family," they all agreed, and they shuttered out the morning sky and bundled into bed. Good night. Sleep tight. That was the Insomniacs. Good night, everyone.